This is a very important subject that we have taken up. The Indian ethos in management started thousands and thousands of years ago. It is not that America has to teach everything, rather Vivekananda said we have to teach them. And that's what one of the video shorts, why 12 January, in that it is said, it is foolish to send teachers to India. We need more Vivekanandas, more teachers to come to us. So that was the great vision of Swami Vivekananda. So in the IT sector, in the industry, in life, in values, we need to work on this. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, saha viryam karavavahai. The receiver and the giver both should become strong. And what we are doing in the school or in the classroom, in the industry or in the family, there's a mutual give and take. Understanding, sensitivity, authenticity, purity. So that amount of life we have to take. Saha viryam karavavahai. Then what is the result? What is the benefit that I get by this? Tejasvinavadhitamastu. All of us will become brilliant, wonderful, pure. The diamond is a diamond, whether it's in Africa or whether it is in Lalita jewelry. The value is the same because the sun is the sun is the sun. Sun in Africa is not different from sun in Adilabad. But we put barriers and say this is different, that is different. The Tejas is missing today. Only the external floodlights are there to make my ugly face full of brilliance. It doesn't work that way. It should be inside out. So that was Swami Vivekananda's message to the entire world. He said in 2-3 places, my mission in life to take the fundamental truths of Vedanta to every door and wake up the divinity in every soul. To this I have given my life. See the rhyming, see the music, see the message. Take the message of Vedanta to every door and wake up the divinity in every soul. And another place he says, whether it's in the Microsoft, whether it's in TCS, whether in CTS, whether in any other companies that we have in this part of the city, what is required today? What is the problem today? Why does a third-year IITian in Hyderabad at 3 a.m. in the morning writes an email to his friend saying at 20, life has no meaning for me, and he commits suicide at 3:45? Is this that India that Vivekananda visualized or the great leaders visualized? A young boy, not even life started, he ends his life. On the contrary, recently we had on 7th day before yesterday, a 200 or 300 principals, CBSE school principals conference, an annual conference. A 27-year-old boy, starting a school when he was 9 years old, considered by BBC as the youngest headmaster in the whole world. Inspired by the teachings of Swami Vivekananda, a Muslim boy coming from the backward districts of Murshidabad, West Bengal. And he spoke to 200 CBSE school principals coming from a village background. Look at that fellow IITian from birth to 20 years saying that life has no meaning for me. And this young boy, inspired by the teachings of Swami Vivekananda written on his forehead, he has trained till today 8,000 students, the most backward Muslim girls of Murshidabad district. Today I have just placed this story before you. Some of you may be knowing. What is happening in East or West, North or South? Whether it's Microsoft or whether it's Infosys, whether it's ISRO, whether it's NASA, whether it's a hawker on the streets or whether it is the Orbit Mall. What is happening? We are churning our mind. We are churning the natural resources. We are using it for our purpose. So man is trying to conquer nature, trying to overpower nature, trying to master nature, for good or for bad. For that billions of dollars is invested. Chintana Manthana, we call it. The mind is being churned left, right, center. We are extracting the last drop of juice from the orange. But then, thanks to science and technology, The whole world has become a global village. What was that big computer 1953? People thought useless, waste. What does it do? Who is that fellow who started all these? Today it has come into your pocket. It has become palm top. Just a click of the mouse, tons and tons of information come down to your desks, come down to your systems. We can have any conference, anywhere, anytime. Lot of research, lot of facilities being provided, right? So, science and technology has given us so much comfort. But then, along with that, since the exploitation has become more than research, today we are experiencing poison. What happened during the Samudra Manthana in our Puranas? The Devas and the Asuras were churning the milky ocean. A beautiful story in the Bhagavatam. Why were they doing it? They wanted to become immortal, all-powerful, all-conquering. Imagine the situation. The positive and negative forces were having the same purpose, same goal. So they started churning. And as a byproduct, as a gift of nature for their hard work, so many ratnas, so many jewels came out. Uchchaishravas, Mahalakshmi, Airavatam, Kalpavriksham, Dhanvantri, so many things came. But their goal was not these byproducts. Their goal was Amritam. Drink nectar and become strong and immortal. No, conquer death. So they continued to churn the ocean. But the churning was hurting Vasuki, who sacrificed himself as a churning rope. It was being greased on the Maruti Meru Parvatam. So it started vomiting poison, not able to bear that pressure. And that pressure, that poison got mixed up with the natural elements in nature. And today what we call global warming took place that time itself. The terrible poison threatening to destroy the three worlds. Hala Hala Trikuta. Then these Devas and Asuras have no power to solve it. They have very limited power. Their gurus, Brihaspati and Shukracharya, says, nobody can stop it now. Damage has been done. Only Mahadeva Shiva has to come down and drink the poison and save the world. Go. Shiva is there in Kailas. Go and please him. All of them rush there. Shiva deep in meditation. Ashutosha, silent. Satyam Shivam Sundaram Advaitam. They pray. He comes down from his meditation. Comes to the place where the poison is creating havoc. Takes it in his palm, drinks it, and that he is Mahadeva, a massive personality. So what the quantity of poison is so little, it doesn't go beyond the throat. And the throat becomes blue in color. Devotees of Shiva hail him as Neelakantha, the blue-throated one. What a wonderful name. Many people are named Neelakantha Rao, Neelakantha Reddy, Chalamandunar. What is Dushana for the world, poison for the world, became Bhushana for the infinite personality called Shiva. He converted into an ornament, blue-throated one, Neelakantha. And that continued, Amrutam came and the rest is the story. Why I am telling you in NAC auditorium, what is that connection here? Go back to what I said, whether it's east or west, whether industries or whether it is corporate. We are churning the ocean. As Dr. Modi said, sometimes we are churning too much than what we can really digest. Wonderful gifts have come, science and technology. But then, does any one of you, the young or the old, the adults or the ladies here deny the fact that we are experiencing poison in the form of animosities, jealousies, hatred, addictions, diverse cases, suppression, oppression, and paranoia, and psychologists are confused where these diseases are coming from, where the pollution is coming from. This is the situation today. But 158 years ago, the Shiva, who was in Kailas, who was in meditation, opened his eyes, and out of his compassion he came in the form of Swami Vivekananda, Murta Maheshwara. There was not a day in Swami Vivekananda's life that he did not cry for the people of India. Not a political party, not a diplomat or a bureaucrat. He was just an ordinary monk. But then his meditation on this suffering of the problems of the nation turned that all-renouncing monk into a nation builder. The 3 days meditation that he did was Shiva's meditation, not in Kailas, but at Kanyakumari. Kailas is on the northern part of the country, China border. But Kanyakumari is deep in south, the last bit of Mother India's rock. Shiva is meditating for 3 days, 3 nights. And what did he meditate upon? Not a mantram, not God, not matam, not dharmam. But he meditated on, my dear young friends, meditated on INDIA, Bharata, India. Hardly I find people know this truth. He shook the very foundations of his own learnings. He said, for the next 50 years, let Mother India be your God. Serve the Mother. Make her seat on her rejuvenated throne more glorious than she ever was. Take the light and life of Vedanta to every door. Let new India arise from the peasant's cottage, from the plough of the farmer, from the hut of the fisherman, from the pulpit of the lawyer, from the drawing boards of the student. Let new India arise. And that time when India was low in morale, this Indian ethos, he took it to the West. 4 yogas he gave there, the best of Vivekananda's teachings. Gnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Gnana Yoga, and 4 lectures in London. And look at his, magnetism. Look at his charisma. English people are masters here, and he became their guru. They were sitting on the feet and learning Bhakti Sutras and Yoga Sutras and Sankhya Sutras and meditation. He shook them right inside out. So the Indian ethos, the Indian culture, the traditions, the dharma which our forefathers have given to us, let us not neglect them. In our ego, just because we have got a few degrees and a little computer knowledge, telling that my grandfather is fool, my grandmother is an idiot, she doesn't know anything. Without them, where is Hyderabad or where is Bharata Desha? They suffered so much, they took the responsibility on their shoulders. Early morning, 3 o'clock, your grandmother used to get up in some village in Karimnagar or Nizamabad or Kakinada or somewhere. Go to the well, where was tap water? Go to the river, if there was a river in that village. Take that cold bath. Come back, do the Tulasi Puja with all respect, with all devotion and concentration. Is it a joke? For years and years they did it. And then light up the Sambrani. At 5 o'clock, wake up her son or her daughter, their children. And everybody had to rush to the well water to take bath. The whole family was full of joy. Today, 8 o'clock in Hyderabad is already good morning. Oh God. Whole thing we think we are taking on our shoulder. We forgetting the Indian ethos. How clean people were. How vibrant they were. How rich they were. From the economic point of view also. Diamonds were sold on the streets of Vijayanagar Empire. And today we have become something else, forgetting the Indian ethos. Yes, they have dealings with West. Let them learn ours also. But we should learn first. We should have that knowledge first. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, India gave. Can you tell me who that sage was who composed this prayer? Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. No email ID, no mobile number. He gave it and went. That is chanted every day in our prayers. And there is one more prayer, one more experience which I shall close with. Addressing the whole world, not just a community, not just one jati, not just one region. That sage had so much pride, so much joy. He said, I don't want to keep it myself, I'll give it to the whole world. So standing somewhere in the Vindhyachala Parvata, or on the banks of the Ganga, we don't know. He just roared, it seems, roared like a lion. What did he say? Shrunvantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha. It should come into high-tech city. It should be roared in every company when you come inside for work. Otherwise, all day tension, fear, what Donald Trump will do, what Canada will do, what some client sitting in America will talk, here we will shake. Why don't we shake them with Shrunvantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha and let them come and sit in NAC auditorium and listen to us? That dhairyam, that conviction, that faith we should have. But we doubt our own grandmother. That was Vivekananda's vision of New India. Please read Practical Vedanta, 4 lectures, a small book. It can be downloaded, it can be got into your app also, no problem. But read that, 4 talks. The title he used was Practical Vedanta. Not that Vedanta was not practical, but he knows our problem. He himself says, it has become a fashion today to ask utility of anything and everything. What is the utility? Why this program? Everything utility, in terms of utility, in terms of quantity. All right, he said, that also I will give you. The whole world will be at your feet, he said. Trailokyam etadakilam tava pada mule. The 3 worlds will be at your feet, not just one small company. Don't look just at 5 feet. Look at the whole universe. Don't look at the waves. Look at the ocean. The ocean does not depend upon the wave. The wave depends upon the ocean. So Indian ethos flowed from times immemorial. It will flow. But it may just take a weaker step because we are not enhancing it. What we can do? Little oil from my house. A little wick from my house. Add to that. It is already lit thousands of years ago. Just put some oil there. That much seva, that much contribution, that much tyagam if I cannot do. How can my mother be happy? How can my motherland be happy? Why these problems today, these misunderstandings today? That Indian ethos did not flow. We put a barrier.